only at the very least, Blackburn Rovers are top of the bloody league. Why? Because we beat Derby at home and we scored a bucket load of goals. What about the players? How did they do? We'll tell you all about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we're talking about the Blackburn Rovers opening day performance against Derby County, and we'll get to that in a second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for Blackburn Rovers is right here under one rooski. We came, we saw, and we conquered. That's right. Opening day season, 3 points in the bag, but just how good or bad were Blackburn Rovers in that opening game? We'll get into all of that, of course, in a minute. If you're new, where have you been? Smash your subscribe button. Your one-stop shop for Rovers is right here under one rooski. How can you, of course, win a game scoring 4 goals but still be a little bit shaky? Well, today it was Blackburn Rovers showcasing you the good and the bad and the ugly with all things of football, of course. Coming out on top with a big 4-2 win over Derby County at Ewood Park. That's right, goals from Tyrese Dolan. Debut goal for Andreas Weimann. Sammy Szmodics, you read that right, also chipping in with a third goal. And debutant from the bench, Yuki Ohashi, scoring his first goal in English football. 4 goals from Rovers, 2 goals from Derby County, make it a little bit interesting. Curtis Nelson and Kane Wilson, both bullet headers from set piece, from corners, in fact, as Rovers made a bit of a meal of it. In what was, I would say, a pretty solid performance from Rovers all in all. But let's take a look at the numbers, of course, for the game itself. As you can see, possession-wise, going in favour of Derby County. 54% possession at Ewood Park, with, of course, Rovers just 46%. They had more shots than we did, 11 shots to their 12. But of the 11, we had 7 on target, 4 in the back of the net, compared to the 4 on target for Derby and, of course, 2 in the back of the net as well. They have more passes than us, more touches. We'll see about all that, of course, in a minute. But it was a great performance. Great debutants in Mac De Gea. I thought it was lively. Of course, Ohashi, Weimann from the bench get themselves goals. But some of the old guard standing up and being counted. Tyrese Dolan looked a real deal, a real threat. Of course, got his first goal of the campaign. And Lewis Travis looks like a man reborn. That's right. After his loan spell with promoted Ipswich Town, he's come back. Bit more dynamo to his game, not just the bread and butter tackling, but I saw a little bit of Joe Rothwell in him in the match today. Let's confirm those teams that were, of course, at Ewood Park today, starting with Rovers. We had pairs between the sticks, Dom Heim at the back there, Hayden Carter alongside him, Harry Pickering, Callum Britton made up the back 4, Trav, captain's armband as well. Tronstad alongside him. Joe Rankin Costello got the nod. We had Ryan Hedges, Tyrese Dolan and Mac De Gea in the front 3. That's right. On the opposition 11, we had Josh Vickers between the sticks as a desperate area. In all accounts, both Rovers and Derby County probably looking for goalkeepers. They might even be looking at the same targets. Erin Cashin, good, strong centre-back, one for the future there for Derby County in the mixer there. Curtis Nelson got himself on the score sheet. Callum Elder on the left, Kane Wilson on the right. Both Nelson and Wilson with those goals. David Uzo was a threat in midfield, a bit of a bully. Ben Osborne, of course, wasn't really that effective, was Ben Osborne in that game. Kenzo Goodmine, again, didn't really get to see much about him, but I gave you credit. Nathan Mendes-Lang was a handful and a half. Barkhuizen injured at one stage, and Kane Jackson bit absent, I think, up top. As for the substitutions, we did see Danny Bath come on for his debut. Szmodics, I was surprised to see him on the bench, let alone get minutes. But, of course, he got minutes and he got a goal. Andreas Weimann, shortly after his 33rd birthday, chipped in with a goal. And Yuki Ohashi as well from the bench. On the oppositions with Derby, Forsyth coming on, Liam Thompson, Tyrese Fornart, Ibu Adams, and James Collins to little or no effect. Let's take a look then at, of course, the match ratings for these players that started. And as you can see, the standout, according to Sofa Score, goes to Callum Britton, 7.4. So Lewis Travis with a 7.4. Dolan chipping in with the same. As for on the other side, Mendes-Lang with a 7.5, and probably a little bit hard done by to be on the losing side. On average, Rovers picking up around a 6.92 rating compared to the 6.31 that of Derby County. We talked about the possession and the shots earlier. Pass success rate, 86% success rate with passing for Rovers compared to the 83 of Derby. 9 corners for Derby County. That's a major attribute for them. And of course, they made it count by scoring from 2 of them. And as you see down the bottom of the graph here, where the drama happened pretty much all in the second half of the last 20 minutes, pretty much all the drama. But what is my gut reaction on this one? Well, it was good to have them back and good to get that first 3 points under the bag. Now, of course, pressure's off for the rest of the weekend. We can sit back and watch the drama unfold on Saturday, Sunday, and even into Monday. So good win at home. Of course, pressure was on us to get that first 3 points. But we've got them now, and now we move on to what's going to be a monstrous game against Norwich next weekend. It's going to be definitely a step up. They're, of course, going to be there or thereabouts at the end of the season. Derby come here with a bit of momentum, of course, from their promotion campaign, in League One. And there was a question mark about Derby County. Are they ready for this? It did show some weaknesses, particularly at the back. I think Josh Vickers definitely not number 1 material right now. They need to figure that out. And, I don't know. I think just the quality of our front three in the end, in the final bits of the game. Ohashi, unknown entity, chipped the keeper there for his goal. Szmodics knows what he is. Of course, does he stay now? That's what the question mark will be rolling into the weekend and into next week. Or has his stock risen once again with not only a goal but also an assist? He assisted for Ohashi's goal in that one. And I just thought we played well. And according to this graphic, we played a 4-4-2, which it's good to see. Where's Travis on this? Travis in the middle, Rekis on the right. Yeah, it was decent. It was a decent performance all in all from Rovers. Let's take a look at the shot graph then for both sides there. The blue represented by Derby County, the orange represented by Blackburn Rovers. A couple of long-range efforts there from Rovers, but a lot of the drama happened in that penalty box and in towards that 6-yard area. Pairs, of course, very, very much active in this one, but definitely giving us a lot of food for thought moving forward. And hopefully the new goalkeeper, whoever it may be, hopefully there's progress made over the weekend and into next week, because I'd rather have him at least on the bench for the game against Norwich, just to say, hey, you got to step it up a little bit, Pairs, because there is competition for places. Now, what about the, of course, I'll give you my food for thought on this one. What about, of course, the other Rovers fans that, of course, what is their opinion of the performance? Let's take a look at it over on Twitter, starting with the one and only Deuce. Carlos assist only outdone by a celebration. We love the passion. Lewis T. Hartley said, massive win. The passion to win that ball for the second goal was incredible. Adam Catterall said, the scoreline is incredibly flattering. For a large percentage of this game, a newly promoted side bullied us at home. There's definitely positives, but it's going to be a very long old season. Meanwhile, Robert Gibson said, what a game for our new signings. Every single one of them showed us something to be excited about. Not a half bad transfer window, I'd say. Meanwhile, Suhali Patel said, Sammy now 20 million. Invest in a new goalkeeper and 2 more additions. Work on set pieces. We are going up. Meanwhile, Barnes said, honestly, after last season, probably much better than we expected. There's still defensive issues that need outlining, and I don't think Bath or McFaz will solve those, but they're a start. Sammy again proves how valuable he is to us. If Venky's sell at an undercut, they're idiots. Meanwhile, MGP Rovers said set pieces were much weaker when Guy went off. But the first time in a while, we look like we've had 5 or 6 players who could get 7 or 8 goals, so we don't have to rely on just the singular. Meanwhile, Ads Med said, what a game that was. Never would have expected this. We're top of the league. And of course, Robert said, great result. New signings look good. Also, indeed. Now, of course, it is early days. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But we, of course, done part 1 of the business, which, of course, is to get the 3 points. But what about the other game that was kicked off at the same time today over at Deepdale? Well, it wasn't going to be a good day for Preston as they lost 2-0 at home to a Sheffield United side, which already looked like they're going to be something special and are going to take some stopping as well. And that's a big away win for them. Deepdale ain't no easy place to go. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the situation in the table. We are top of the league. Of course, Sheffield United are up there alongside us with 1 point. They, of course, had a negative 2 points tally at the start of the season, but they are up and running. Meanwhile, currently Derby are second from bottom, but Preston are rooted to the foot of the table. But it doesn't stop there, guys. Of course, we are looking forward to next week's action. We have a stacked calendar of football ahead of us. But next week was the commentary up against Oxford. West Brom against Leeds. Derby County will take on Middlesbrough. That's one of the early games on Saturday the 17th of August. Pompey take on Luton. Bristol City take on Millwall. Plymouth Argyle take on Hull City. Swansea take on Preston. Watford take on Stoke. Winners Sheffield United take on QPR. Burnley take on Cardiff. Sunderland take on Sheffield Wednesday on Sunday. But the game of the day, and of course we will be watching it from the comfort of my home. It will be Norwich City against Blackburn Rovers at Carrow Road. And of course Rovers are looking to keep the momentum going. Actually, of course, there's going to be another game moving on into midweek. It is at the Catarata Cup. It's Stockport County against Blackburn Rovers. We should be there for the watch along. So we'll just check back on that. But of course, what a perfect way to start. Played 1-1-1, scored 4 goals. We did leak in a couple as well, though, to make it a little bit spicy. But all in all, not a bad day at the office. And of course, a perfect way to not only start the season, but start the weekend. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Subscribe, smash a like. Back later on. But until then, we are done.